Welcome back, everybody. Episode 33 of the Point After Podcast. We are your hosts, Caleb and Jay. My guy, how are you doing, bro?
Doing good on this Wednesday evening. Nice usual day off. Per usual, how you doing, my boy?
I'm doing good, man. I had a great weekend. Got to watch the All Star game. I actually got to go to the All Star festivities here in the Bay. I went to a NBA crossover, man. It was a dope experience, man. It was basic. It's kind of like the Super Bowl festivities, but basketball wise, it was dope, bro. Got to see a lot of NBA players.
That
They had
bro's
like a
linking
lot of
up,
like,
bro.
yeah, it was dope. They had like a lot of this AI like stuff. They had like just meet and greets. There was also like there was like I don't know if it was like a game, but they had like they had like a dunk contest. They had like a court
Mm.
where they had like dunk contests and people hoop in like content creators and stuff. It was dope though. It was the Bay definitely put on, bro, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. And they gotta do the best they can, right? With all that. I
We
mean,
know, what? Hey, bro. Since the NBA All Star Weekend is a topic, bro. People, people saying stuff about. Let's just jump into it, bro. The All Star Weekend had mixed feelings through a lot of people.
mhm,
Look, I'm gonna jump into it because I was felt like I was part of it. You know, when it just speaking about the game part, that's obviously the main focus.
mhm.
What are people's like expectations for a fucking All Star game? Like, look, there's no doubt. Can the game be more competitive?
Of course.
Of course it can. But at the same time, these guys are making so much money, and it's become so much of a brand, and it's entertainment, and like these guys, they're not gonna put their effort in to something that it's an exhibition, especially with the money they're making. Like that's just not gonna happen. You know, I understand. People weren't a fan of specifically the game because of all the like the stoppages, the commercials, the
Hmm.
performances, a lot of the
Yep.
stoppage. It was a lot, but it's like the NBA is trying something. They're trying to do something that can make these guys play harder, that can bring a better product. Because let's
Might
be
as well
honest,
just they might
the
they
last
might as well just throw an incentive in there, like for the
yeah,
winner or
well, I
something.
mean, something, but overall, the All Star game is just a joke, and it's kind of always been a joke, but now it's just like, I
It's
mean,
pointless. It's pointless at this
it's like
point.
a flag football for the Pro Bowl, bro.
But
So
yeah, like, and I could tell nobody watches that. Like nobody watches that flag football bullshit.
yeah, I don't. I mean, yeah, for real. So I saw Draymond's comments about how he talked about like basically, you know, the Rising Stars shouldn't be playing on Sundays. That's meant for strictly All Stars. Like from a personal level, he was like, man, I grinded so hard to become an All Star, and then when you're seeing these guys who are not even All Stars, rookies or 2 year guys that are in this game, it takes away from it. And so I understand Draymond's point that the All Star game should be sacred and it should be the best of the best. But also agree with Charles Barkley when he commented on it. It was like, well, Draymond, your generation is responsible for why the game has
It is the
become
way it is. Yeah.
the way it is. So I think Draymond has to look at his peers and tell them the thing that he's telling people on TNT. Which, by the way, when Draymond retires, bro, that dude's gonna be, bro, one of the most entertaining people on TV, bro. Draymond's hilarious.
Draymond is must see TV.
But yeah, it's just at the end of the day, these players are making too much money. It's become full on entertainment. I mean, there's betting in sports now. I mean, all these betting apps. Come on, bro. It's
Ridiculous.
you know what I mean, bro. So at least you got to give Adam Silver some credit that at least they tried to do something. Now we can agree disagree on it, but I just blame this current group of players. These guys, the LeBrons, the KDs, the Stephs, all these veteran guys, they're supposed to lead the way. They're supposed to show these young guys. But
Hmm.
with all this low management today, guys missing games because they blew their nose.
Tweaked my ankle.
Yeah, they blew their nose badly or they tweaked their ankle. And again, I'm not trying to sit here and act like injuries don't happen. And
No, injuries
obviously,
are a
if
problem when they are a problem, though.
yeah, when you're hurt, you can't go. Obviously, like I'm not gonna like say like people are faking injuries, But
You
at the
could
end of
tell,
the day, it's like there's a difference between being hurt and then load managing.
and also laziness at that.
You know, yeah. So I,
Joel Embiid.
yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, like I don't know what the NBA can do. I would at least, I think it'd be an option for them just to go back to East versus West, just the classic way, and for them
That's the
just to
best
play
way.
original.
That's the
Like,
best way.
and at the end of the day, it's up to the players if they want to take it serious or not. Like Adam Silver can't be like, "Hey guys, play serious today." Like no,
Like I said, throw an incentive.
but
Since they want so much money,
but even the incentive, like I don't even think that's going to do it, bro. Look, Steph, how much? Like Steph Curry's making what 50
that's true.
million? Like how
Yeah,
much
no,
is a
these
$5,000 incentive?
no, it wouldn't be like five. It wouldn't be 5,000.
Okay,
But
a
I'm just
million?
saying,
Like you
like,
know, what I mean?
no, I'm just saying though, like, you know, you give them some motivation, but then again, though, it just shows how these players don't have any motivation.
I don't think it's man. Like I said, man, I just think this generation and look, like I got respect for all these dudes, all the quote unquote OGs in the NBA right now that are
Oh yeah,
still playing
oh
well.
yeah.
But this generation is responsible for just the way it is.
Mhm.
Like Victor Wembanyama played probably the hardest out of anybody in the All Star game. Like he took it serious,
No,
but he was up
he
there
was with it.
sweating crazy.
He was
I was
with
like,
it.
damn, okay,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah. So I mean, it. You look at the past All Star games, right? Like when Kobe and D Wade were going at it, and Kobe broke his nose.
Mhm.
Like an All Star game, bro, a dude broke his nose. Like that's
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. Like they played hard. And you had Stephon Marbury, and Kobe went at it. You know, back in the day in the early 2000s. Like the All Star games just used to be like it used to be fun because yes, they would coast through like the first couple quarters, and it would kind of just be whatever. But in the fourth quarter, bro, like they would lock in, bro. Like they would get some
Mhm.
stops.
To be
Dudes
serious.
would be yelling at each other, like, "Hey, bro, like, what are you doing?" It kind of felt like, all right, like it's a pickup game at the park
It's
in the
more
fourth quarter.
authentic. Yeah. It's
But
more authentic.
now it's just, yeah, it's
Now it's just a bunch of lazy bums.
yeah, man. I mean,
Uh,
hopefully, like I said, hopefully, I just think if I'm Adam Silver, to conclude it, man, Adam Silver, just go back to East versus West. At the end of the day, I
just went
wouldn't
to
put
the
an
old
incentive
format.
because I don't think an incentive is going to really do much. At the end of the day, just be like, hey, we're going to go back to East versus West the classic way. And if you guys want to play hard, you play hard. But Adam Silver should really come out and be like, hey, we're going back to the original way. And I'm not forcing any of these dudes to do nothing. It's up to them if they want to compete and put the ball in their court. So,
Mhm. And then the reserves could step up if they want. And then,
yeah, but I do agree, though. The whole Rising Stars thing, I'm not the big fan of that. Like, that shit.
it's nobody
That
watches
was
it.
kind of corny. I ain't gonna lie. It was good to see young dudes hoop, but
It's not the move.
nah, in the dunk contest, bro. Mac McClung, baby. Hey, three-time slam dunk champ Mac McClung, bro.
No
He's not even in the
competition though.
NBA.
No competition
Respect.
though. Respect. No competition though, but respect. Subscribe, motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Because and then I saw the dudes, Aaron Gordon's tweeting out like he might, come back. And then I saw he had like an interview today. I forgot who he was interviewing with, but he said like, "Oh, I feel like I still got something left." Giannis, I don't know if he's joking or not. He's tweeting out he might
I
come
seen
back.
that. I seen that.
Levine, but dude, okay, look, all star festivities, and Kobe said it. He was like, "Man, at the end of the day, people want to see the best group of players compete at a high level, the
Hmm.
best of the best." In
Yep.
the dunk contest, bro, these four candidates I want to see: John Morant, Zion Williamson,
Hmm.
Anthony Edwards, and Jalen Green.
Oof. I don't know if that would ever happen, but
Those are the four I want to see. I know Jalen Green competed last year, I believe, or it was 2 years ago. But in the 3-point contest, like I want to see Steph, bro. I want to see Clay. I want to
but Steph
see.
Steph just gonna win it. That's just
but it's I don't know, bro. Like All-Star Weekend, bro, is you're meant to see the best go at it
That's
in
true.
3-point shooting, in the skills challenge, in the dunk contest, and in the All-Star game. So
Yeah,
hopefully
no,
the NBA can get back to that because
definitely not the best of the best anymore.
yeah. But shout out to the Bay Area, man. No crimes during All-Star Weekend. Nothing crazy. It was safe. It was fun.
Come back.
Shout out to the Bay Area.
Shout out Bay Area. Shout out. All right, man. Let's get into the thick of the show here. We're gonna go and talk about the NFL top 10 free agents. Okay, that's what we're gonna talk about. Hello. So start me off, Caleb. Obviously the big talk of free agency, mainly T Higgins.
Hmm.
Now, where do you think he's gonna fare? Where do you think he's gonna go? Is he gonna resign? Is he gonna get tagged?
I think right now T Higgins for me, I think the best fit is him staying in Cincinnati. I think that's the team that gives him the best chance to win. He's playing with Joe Burrow, who's the top 2 or 3 quarterback in football right now, with Jamar Chase, who is probably going to break the bank and set a new mark for wide receiver contracts. He's going to get close to what 40-45 million a year.
Yeah,
So the best chance for him is to stay in Cincinnati. I know Joe Burrow has come out and said that he really wants to keep the band together, and he's talking about all these contracts and restructuring and all this kind of stuff to
yep.
keep the band together. So for me, it's Cincinnati. But if you were to leave, just due to the cap space, I think it's New England. I mean, New England needs a wide receiver
Okay.
in the just desperate way. They don't have a wide receiver. I mean, they need a guy. And I'm a big fan of Drake May. I think Drake May is extremely talented, and he showed some flashes this rookie season. And I think he can be a really good quarterback, but he needs a guy. And with the money that New England's going to have, I think they can throw it at T. Higgins. So if it's not
They
Cincinnati,
definitely
it's
can.
New England.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I feel like you could throw any other crap team with no wide receivers like Cleveland, the Titans. Maybe Giants want to add a piece along with whoever they get in the draft. So we'll see. I think just T Higgins is a very what do you call it? A good asset, and I think
Hmm.
right now he's most valuable for sure.
Hmm. Moving on to probably the second most anticipated free agent target, Trey Smith, the offensive guard, one of the premier interior linemen in football. What do you see this playing out with Trey Smith?
I mean, I think he's gonna have to just go to one of these trash. Unfortunate, there's gonna be a lot of trash teams we're gonna name here, but I say the Patriots as well, or honestly the Giants because the Giants have no O line. We see how it got lit up last year. Um, I also feel like another team who could be in the running is also Cleveland. I mean, your O line shot, even though yes, Deshaun Watson isn't living up to what his contract or his name is. That O line ain't no better. So he's gonna have plenty of offers. I think even some better teams will definitely offer.
Look, I think no doubt when it comes to the high price free agents, a lot of people are going to look at New England because of all the money they have. I'm gonna look when it comes to Trey Smith. I honestly think you know what I think would be a great spot for Trey Smith.
Hmm.
Your San Francisco 49ers. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
More,
you thought
I was,
I
I
was
was
gonna say
thinking
Raiders, huh?
a little bit. No. I had a feeling Niners, but I don't know a guard. I feel like Niners need more of a tackle or a center.
So you got Pooney, right? Who's
Pooney,
good
he's
this
great,
year.
great in the run blocking.
Who's
He's
the other
only gonna
guard?
improve. Banks, he's not too bad. I say he's like a B minus, and he gets help from Trent Williams. I mean, yes, you could slot Trey Smith in there, but I think long term, I mean, that's great for short term. That's great for short term. Long term, terrible idea because your center crap, certified backup, and right tackle completely trash. There's no help on that right side whatsoever to Pooney, and Pooney is primarily a better run blocker than pass blocker. And also got to think about when Trent Williams is going to retire. So I think center or tackle, but I wouldn't be mad at it.
The thing that makes the New England one, interesting is because they have Mike Unwenu, who
In I know you're.
When you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays guard and he plays tackle. He's a 6'3" tackle though, and you probably want to move him in the interior. But the problem is Trey Smith is also a guard. He's
Yeah.
6'6". But do you potentially think about moving Trey Smith to tackle because he is
I would have
6'6",
hated it. I would have
or
hated it.
do you
It's
keep
just
him at
well,
that guard?
what the Chiefs did. I mean,
Well, it didn't really
going
work out with Joe Tooney. That was, I mean, but
yeah,
they had to do it because their tackles this year were just fucking god awful.
understandable. I'm saying if he could do that job, absolutely. I have no argument. But if it's
Yeah,
to the point where you can't play that position and he's only going to play guard and only guard, I say Niners just pass on that.
and the thing about it too is that the worry is that Trey Smith has been an All Pro at guard. If you move him to tackle, it might not be go so well.
Exactly.
So,
It might not be no all pro.
but yeah, I think New England for Trey Smith and T Higgins. I think those are two realistic spots, but we'll see. Maybe they keep on when you
And when you
at tackle. So
yes.
yeah.
Yes. No, I wouldn't hate it. And then we got Chris Godwin.
Mhm.
A little bit on the other side, finally leaving Tampa Bay. He had his farewell there. Where do you see Chris Godwin going? This is one of the ones I feel like more under the radar of not knowing exactly where he's going.
I got a team that I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but the Giants are going to draft a quarterback, and they have.
I was about to say Giants are definitely going to go another wide receiver to pair up with Malik.
I think opposite of Malik Neighbors, I think this is an interesting spot for Chris Godwin.
I love it.
Him and Malik, I think that could be a pretty intriguing wide receiver duo.
Yeah.
And I think it's important for rookie quarterbacks to have weapons right away. And Joe Shane, Brian Dable, they're on the hot seat this year. If this team isn't
absolutely.
good, they're probably out of jobs, especially the way, the Saquon situation played out. And we've all seen how that is, right? So there's a lot of pressure on this Giants front office and their coaching staff. So I wouldn't be surprised if this offseason the Giants do spend money on prized big fish.
I wouldn't be surprised. I also see a little dark horse team here. Not a team that's talked about going after free agents this offseason, but I see the Panthers. I mean, you give you have more faith in Bryce going in this year.
Bryce played well.
You also could absolutely, and you also could address that O-line in the draft, and then you add along Chris Godwin. You might have something brewing there, and maybe you add along another piece with Godwin. So there's options.
I never thought about Carolina. That's interesting.
They need a wide receiver, dude. They don't have a 1 or 2 or a 3.
Are you the thing that worries about me with Chris Godwin going to Carolina is that obviously, I mean, he's staying in the division, that'd be interesting. But also, I don't know if this stage with the injuries, I don't know if he's a number one. That's why I said opposite of Malik Neighbors.
Opposite of Malik Neighbors is perfect because he'd be the perfect 2. No, I agree. I'm just saying Panthers need to get somebody because honestly, Panthers could be validated for any wide receiver on this free agent list. And the amount of free agents that are wide receivers that are on this list are old. So, I mean, you got to get somebody. And I feel like
out of all those guys, big season in sophomore year, him and Chris Godwin. Maybe
that'd be disgusting. Hey, I mean, it depends on what quarterback they get too. I mean, it's reliant. It depends.
Bryce Young, bro. Bryce Young played well down there. I mean, it's interesting. Him in Carolina, it might be another Deontay Johnson situation. That's what I'm worried about him going there.
That's my thing. Chris Godwin is better than Deontay Johnson.
Oh, no question.
So I feel like it'd be a little better situation with an improved Bryce Young. I feel like it'd be an improvement for the Carolina offense to what has been a few years.
Well, then moving on, going back to offensive lineman Ronnie Stanley.
See this
standout tackle for the Ravens. This is the one
This is the one I would say the Niners need it. It just needs to either here. This is where you need to improve your tackle or the draft. You're either gonna go after Will Campbell, trade up for the freaking man. I don't care. But if you're not gonna get Ronnie Stanley, just go ahead and get that O-line in the draft. But this would be perfect. This is a perfect scenario. I feel like the only weak link on that O-line would technically be left guard and center. So I feel like the Niners could definitely make a push for Ronnie Stanley, give him a nice contract offer. another place, possibly. Ooh, I mean, there's many teams that need O-line. I think Bears are gonna make him a big offer. Bears need to
Who?
tackle. Bears.
Oh yeah.
Bears need a tackle. They need a
Bro,
guy.
they need everything on that O line,
Caleb
bro.
Caleb's gonna be running for his life. They need somebody, so I wouldn't be surprised if they make a big offer to one of these O linemen. So Bears or Niners, I'd say.
I hate to say it, I really do because they're in our division and they're the last team I want to see get better.
The
But
Chiefs.
I think the Kansas City Chiefs make a player,
How
and
how
the
how
Chiefs.
how old is Ronnie? Because I actually could
He's
see it. Depending,
29, going on 30. I
I could
believe he'll
s-
be 30 when the season starts.
I could see it in the mindset of I'm getting older. A ring would be nice.
Well, 30
The
isn't
Chiefs gives you the
super old for
veteran.
a lineman. For a lineman, 30 isn't. Bro,
That's
we
true.
see linemen play till they're 35, 36. Like, you know what I mean?
The,
Like
those are
Seidler is
those are
30,
those are
34.
those are the guys though. Those are the guys though.
Ronnie Stanley's that guy, bro. When he's healthy, he's one of them
Absolutely,
dudes.
absolutely. When he's healthy, though, when he gets older, what do injuries do? They occur more. So
Mhm.
the pros and cons, you weigh it right. But when guys get past 30, for me, I just no. It's but if he is 29, I'm offering 2-year deal. That's perfect. That's
when
perfect.
it
3 years too long.
when it comes to the Chiefs too, and we saw it a few years ago when they got beat by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what happened? They couldn't protect Patrick Mahomes. He was running for his life.
Recently, just seen it. They couldn't protect him, and Eagles didn't even blitz.
Okay, but look what they did in the offseason when they lost to Tampa Bay. They went out and drafted Trey Smith,
Yes, they
who
did.
we just talked about. He turned out to be an elite guard. They signed Joe Tooney from New England, an elite all pro guard. And they drafted Cree Humphrey, an elite all pro center. And I think the Chiefs, they saw what hurt them today. Yes, they struggled to run the football and the wide receiving was great, but no, they couldn't protect Pat.
They
Plain
couldn't
and
protect
simple.
Mahomes because at the end of the day, if Mahomes had time, he would make some plays, and that game would have been way more interesting.
And especially if they do lose Trey Smith, I think they'll put a lot of that money into a tackle position or guard position. But yeah,
Oh,
you get Ronnie.
do we even ask if you think Trey Smith's resigning or no? We didn't even ask
I
that question.
mean, well, it's going to depend. It depends. I mean, they're going to have to pay a few people, right?
Right. That's right. That's right.
What's going to happen with Nick Bolton? Do they bring back Hollywood Brown?
That too. I was
Um,
just about to say that Hollywood.
I
Good question.
believe is Justin Reed a free agent?
Honestly, he might. Nah, no, I
Justin
think
Reed
he
might be
signed
a
a
free
couple years
agent.
ago. No, I remember him signing some deal because
Yeah,
I remember the Niners wanting a push for him,
yeah.
and they just
I'm gonna check real quick. You can say what you about to say.
yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs do a fleece and end up re-signing Trey Smith and signing Stanley, which would be in a perfect world.
Oh shit.
Free advertisement, huh?
Man. There you go.
Every
I
every
was like, bro,
show.
why didn't you start talking, bro?
No. I was just it caught me off guard. It caught me off guard.
What were you saying?
Oh, what was I saying now? Oh yeah. So what if the Chiefs do the fleece and they just end up getting both guys?
Dude, Trey Smith is gonna, bro. He might reset the market for offensive linemen, bro. So
It depends how much they're willing to spend too.
I'm really
Yeah,
trying to look at Justin Reed's a free agent. But
I got you. I got you.
yeah, you can check it out, bro. Because I'm trying to do it on my phone.
No, you're good. I got you. Go ahead and roll your thing.
Yeah, I just think Ronnie Stanley. I think him going to Kansas City if they don't figure out the Trey Smith situation, you can move Joe Tooney back in the guard where he's at his best. That left side of the offensive line with Ronnie Stanley, Joe Tooney.
Justin Reed is looking like a free agent because it looks
See, that's what I'm saying.
headline saying Chiefs can't afford him.
That's what I'm saying. So they're gonna have to make some decisions who they decide to keep. So I think they go Ronnie Stanley, and I think in the draft, they're gonna have to
They have to get
hit on
adjusted.
a few guys. So.
Yeah, I mean, a late round guard is never terrible. It's where you get
But
those guys.
hey, we don't need Ronnie Stanley because Cole Miller's pretty good, and we got DJ Glaze as a rookie who's pretty solid.
DJ
Third round pick.
DJ Glaze is very very much above average. You got your guy, at left tackle. So
Yeah,
what's the
Cole
worry?
Miller left, and then DJ at right. So
What's the worry? What's the worry? And then you guys drafted amazingly with Jackson Powers Johnson, the guy that I wanted. But then again, the trade off of that was puny. So
Powers he's better than Puny, bro.
absolutely,
He is.
absolutely. I'm not agree. I'm just saying I'm glad we didn't get a bust.
But Puny, he's solid. He's solid.
Yeah, and the run blocking especially, dude, he's a monster. Yeah, let's move on to the next free agent, man.
What?
We all know where he's going. This is just
Oh
a
shit.
formality at this point.
Ah
This is a
shit.
formality. Sam Darnold is going to the Las Vegas. I almost said Oakland. Las Vegas Raiders, and he will be in that Raider 14 jersey. Sad case. Sad case. There you go. There you go. That wraps it up. Real quick.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I believe Sam Darnold will be a Las Vegas Raider
Hey,
when the time comes.
that's the best upgrade y'all had, and I don't know how long.
I know Shador wants to be a Raider. Totally understand you, but
Unless
look,
that trade up happens. Unless you guys are dead set on trading up. Do you think that's before the draft or during the draft if that happens?
I think in this situation, the fact that we have a first year head coach, as far as obviously Pete Carroll has experience, but first year with this team, and you got a GM first year with this team, I think they'll make that. If they're gonna trade up, it's gonna happen before the draft. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Okay.
but yeah, I believe Sam Darnold's gonna be a Raider. I just think it's the Raiders are gonna have the second most cap space in the NFL. They need a quarterback. They're in a position in the draft where a quarterback is probably not going to be realistic. So, pay Sam Darnold. It's a Sam Darnold era. Here we go.
Oh God. Oh God. That's all I gotta say about that. And then another QB, Russell Wilson, man. Where's he going?
Russ.
I don't know. Russ is a real question mark. I don't know if teams want him.
I don't. I don't know about Russ, man. Like,
Seeing as many, I feel like Jets don't have a good route for a quarterback.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get Russell Wilson because they don't have many options at this point. They're
And you
going to move
said
on
who
from Aaron Rodgers, the Jets.
for Russell Wilson?
Mm-hmm. You got Garrett Wilson. You got
I
a
mean,
decent defense, new coaching staff in that.
I think it's interesting.
I mean, I'm just saying that's their best option. I feel like they make a push for it.
Yeah, I think that what they'll probably do. Well, did my thing go out?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Oh, that should not sound right. I think the Jets is interesting, but definitely I think it's gonna be for a bridge. Like I think.
Oh yeah,
Again,
no.
I
It
don't
ain't
know
gonna
if
be
the
long term.
Jets. I don't know if the Jets are gonna draft a quarterback because their draft pick they're picking 9th.
Yeah, it's
Eight
too
or
low.
nine.
That's too low for a top quarterback unless they get a guy like Quinn Ewers or Carson
No,
Beck.
no. Well,
Oh,
Carson, he's staying in college. He ain't going to Miami.
Carson's trash. No, I'm just kidding.
But I think
I think they just gotta wait on Arch, man.
for real. I think Russell Wilson to the Jets is interesting, but yeah, I think they take a quarterback in the second or third round, whether it's going to be a Jalen Milroe or Jackson Dart.
Yeah, no, I feel like Jalen Milroe is going Dolphins for sure. I feel like that's formality as well.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it.
Next name.
Hey, Zach Bond. Hey, I got a few teams for this guy, huh? I actually got.
All right, you take it. You take it.
I like Zach Bond. Personally, I would love the Niners to make a push for him. I just feel like his contract is a little bit too heavy, and Niners are in need of a linebacker. I'll say it because Dre Greenlaw is setting sail. So I think imagine Caleb, Zach Bond, Fred Warner. Are you kidding me? But let's stay realistic here. I don't think that will happen in reality, right? In reality, this team really needs a linebacker. They really need just linebacker and secondary. Cowboys. I feel like Cowboys are gonna make a big push for Zach Bond, especially with that running defense, that rush defense. Terrible, and I think Zach Bond could definitely get in there, get in the middle, clean it up, as well as the pass coverage. He's great, so they're gonna make a big push along with the Dolphins as well.
Due to the Cowboys' salary cap, I don't know if they're gonna be able to afford Zach Bond, especially because Michael Parsons, his
Watch them
contract
trade Michael.
situation.
Watch them trade him.
I'm not.
Watch.
I'm.
Watch.
I mean, I like Zach Bond. He was amazing this year, but off track record, I'm not gonna trade Michael Parsons for Zach Bond. I know
No, I'm
he
not.
was
No, I'm not
great this
trading him.
year,
No.
but
I'm saying trade Micah for other compensation. Get the contract off the books. Create some cap space. Possibly Zach Bond.
man, I don't know about Dallas, man. That'd be interesting, but I don't know. I think the best thing for Zach Bond is him staying in Philadelphia. Philadelphia has the cap space to keep him. I think they're gonna lose Milton Williams, their interior lineman, but you know you also have Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, so I think they can afford to lose a Milton Williams. I don't know what's gonna happen with Mekhi Becton at guard if they keep him or they do that in the draft, but I would be shocked if the Eagles don't bring back Zach Bond the season that he had. Uh, I'll be shocked. I think the Eagles is where he stays for sure.
All right. Our first re-signing prediction. Then Javon Holland, not confirmed, but possibly, most likely, a free agent, a safety. Where do you see him sailing off to? Bengals could definitely use a guy like him.
I was thinking Cincinnati, but again with they got like T. Higgins now, like then we're gonna have Javon Holland.
It'd definitely be a piece.
You know what's crazy? I can actually see Javon Holland. You ready for this?
Sure.
You ready?
Sure.
I think he actually stays in Miami, bro, too. I know this season it wasn't as good as it was the previous two, but I think Miami is in a situation where they had Tua's injury this year. Clearly, it messed them up. There's no doubt about that, and their deficiencies on the offensive line is obvious.
Oh,
but similar to with Zach Bond, I think they need to keep Javon Holland. He's a young, really good safety who had a little bit of a down year, but I mean, a lot of Dolphins players had down years. Waddle had a down year, and Tyreek Hill had a down year.
That whole team was deteriorated.
And Raheem Mostert, it was reported now that he's not coming back. They're going to let him go as well.
I've seen that. Yep.
Devon Achane wasn't as good as he was last season. So again, the Dolphins, I think they keep him. I think he's too good of a player for them to let leave.
I can see it. I can see it with their draft pick as well. I feel like they're just gonna want to build on build. So I agree. With this last guy, I'm actually
second to last.
Aaron Rodgers.
I got a team.
You got a team? Because I don't know a team. So you tell me a team. Because I really don't know. I don't know where this guy's gonna go.
So it's two teams. I think it's either going to be the Tennessee Titans or the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers because
okay. The Steelers is probably the top team I could see, but the Titans. You think he would go into a situation like that? Is what I'm saying.
The Titans is definitely it's my second option for him. I think the Titans again are probably going to pick a quarterback, and again,
no more Will Levis.
Yeah, if the Titans were going to sign a quarterback in free agency, I believe it was going to be Sam Darnold. But I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? But I think the team, realistically, I think it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the team I have for Aaron Rodgers. Is again a team that has a lot of experience. Mike Tomlin, his pedigree, like that. I think that's just a natural fit. I don't know if I'm George Pickens, I'm probably going to be requesting a trade soon. But
he's gonna off that team so quick.
But I think the Steelers. I think that's probably the realistic. I know there was some buzz about the Raiders. I don't know.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
I think it's Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh is the team.
Pittsburgh's the team. They're gonna make a push for him as well, and I feel like he's not gonna cost too much, given his most recent season.
Yeah. But then Last name, arguably the top corner on the market. Your guy, DJ Reed, man. Where do you
Said
see
I
DJ Reed
see
going?
I see the Niners, honestly. They were reportedly already in talks to pursue him. Um, Also a former relationship with DJ Reed as well, so they're already familiar. Very solid corner. Wouldn't say he's a one. I feel like he's good.
He's a two.
He's definitely a two, a good addition.
Hmm.
But along with Lenore and the rookie Ronaldo Green, who definitely stood out this year, at a piece along with him, I feel like that's clear indication for success. I also see Cincinnati making a push.
Yeah,
Their corners are absolutely shot, and they have nobody in the secondary. They got absolutely torched in the secondary this year. So I feel like Cincinnati making a push as well.
for sure. I got two teams. Again, one of them is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then one of them is my team, the Las Vegas Raiders. To
Hey,
talk about the Steelers, they're probably going to lose Dante Jackson in free agency. I think him and Joey Porter Jr. as a cornerback tandem is interesting. Um, Again, we know that DJ Reed is great in coverage, and I just feel like again I think Pittsburgh needs that kind of corner. So I think Pittsburgh is interesting, but Raiders, I,
you
we
you you,
need
you
we
got
we
you
need a
guys need
guy.
you guys need another guy alongside Hobbs. Just simple.
And again, like I said, DJ Reed. The problem is you're worried about him being your number one corner, but the combination of Nate Hobbs in the slot, Jacorian Bennett, who was fantastic this year on the outside.
That man's
Maybe
extremely
that's a
fast.
tandem that can kind of like grow together and it could become something. But there's no doubt the Raiders need help and need help in the secondary, specifically at corner. But
Mhm.
Pittsburgh as well, they need to replace Dante Jackson. So yeah,
You said it,
we'll
man.
see.
You
It's
said
gonna be
it.
exciting, bro. Free agency is coming up, bro. It's
We're gonna be on it. We're gonna be on it. So keep out for those episodes.
yeah.
A whole lot of emergency pods coming the way. But last topic of the day, last topic of the evening. I'm gonna close the show out with a little Monday Night Roll on Netflix discussion. Uh, Caleb, is there anything you want to ask, or you just want me to get into it?
I want this is you, bro. I want you to educate the viewers about what you've been seeing. The transformation now. They're on Netflix. Talk about it, bro.
I mean, they're on Netflix. Hey, it's a great product. I wouldn't say too much has changed with like storyline wise, I guess. Everything's pretty formulaic, pretty regular. What I noticed is though is just everything's just a bit more cinematic. Um, but the only problem, I have a problem. All these international people, countries, whatever, international, just international in general, they get no commercials. And for WWE,
Oh,
it plays throughout the commercial, but
hmm.
US doesn't get to see it. So I feel like that's a deterioration. Like US should also get the whole product. But as far as the matches go, Elimination Chambers coming up. You got the men's one coming up. But honestly, Monday Night Raw has been kicking lately. But it's just I don't know. We could call this Road to WrestleMania a bit stale, in my opinion. I mean, Jey Uso, he's over with the fans. He's over, absolutely over. Great entrance,
Yeet.
surprising, surprising candidate for the Royal Rumble winner because we don't have a lot of those. It's usually we know who's gonna win, but it's just him against Gunther. We've seen it already. It's been seen already. For those who know, it's been seen already. This match has been done 3 times already. It's kind of ridiculous. But to speak on the whole WWE is fire right now. NXT, they got the best women's division ever. Honestly, like right now, NXT is must watch. Shout out the Hardys, Matt and Jeff. They are they are returning for the first time
For real?
for a minute. I think it's been I don't know how long.
That's crazy.
They're returning next week. Next week
That's
on
all right.
NXT. I'm gonna need you to tune into that, Caleb. NXT's some real stuff, but
For the Hardy Boys, for sure. I'm locked in. I'm locked in.
I'm already there, and they're already looking to go up against Fraxium. That's like the best tag team in NXT. The best
Mhm.
guys who are coming up right now. They're a goated tag team. They have great matches. But yeah, Jordan Grace, Julia, Stephanie, all down there in NXT. Shout out to y'all. Friday Night SmackDown though seems to be the B show. I'm not gonna lie. It ain't Cody Rhodes' fault. That's booking. Okay, that's booking. But there's just no movement in the women's mid-card division. You know, they added those women's US championship, women intercontinental championship. They haven't been shown. You know, they have been formally like progressed in the storyline, which I think is a deficiency with Triple H. I feel like sometimes his storylines could get a bit repetitive. With Vince, yeah, it's a little weird sometimes, but like Vince had like Vince had surprises. He incorporated a lot of fatal four ways. You remember that, Caleb? A lot of triple,
Oh,
a
damn.
lot of it now is a lot of one-on-one. It's a lot of tag team, which is no problem. But like, if you want to really mix up your product and get viewers up here, because yeah, you're doing great on Netflix, but the amount of viewers that are on Netflix aren't watching Monday Night Raw. Let's be honest. So to get your views up, mix it up. Do some fatal four ways. Do some triple threats for the number. They do triple threats for the number one contenders, but 4, 6. You know, like it needs to be better. It needs to be a little bit more mixed up because I feel like they have the roster. I feel like it's stacked now. So yeah, you know, otherwise, Monday Night Raw has been great, but the road to WrestleMania a little bit underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, that's a little WWE segment for y'all.
The last time is now, bro. That's all I gotta say.
And John Cena, buddy, you need to show up for work, man. Show up for work. Jesus Christ. Shout out CM Punk too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, those are just, bro. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like right now, just one of my favorite like wrestlers to watch though, because of just like the aura, bro, is Jey Uso, bro. That's
you know who mine is.
He's top tier, bro. He's top tier, bro.
You know who mine is? Jacob Fatu.
They're all part of the bloodline, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's separate bloodline in kayfabe and story, right? But like they're all family, yeah. But like they got split groups right now. They beefing.
Or the final boss will come, bro.
Rock's checked out. Rock's checked out of it. That's what also makes the WrestleMania a little bit underwhelming. I don't think he's gonna be there.
Dude, still one of the funniest things I ever saw, bro, is him and Cody, bro, backstage, bro. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen, bro.
The final boss.
Bro, that clip. What did he say, bro? He was like,
"You shut your mouth. Fuck that." Oh my god! I think like that was one of the best builds to a WrestleMania of all time. I don't think nothing's ever gonna climb that because that's what got me back into WWE was that road to WrestleMania. That shit was just every week. It was just insanity.
Fuck
and
that.
Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, The Rock, they all set themselves at a complete other tier when it comes to build up a story.
It's definitely made a comeback, man. Because I remember, like, when did I like stop watching? I had to be in like fifth grade.
I stopped watching after. I think it was like it was starting to get stale with Cena, and I just like stopped watching. And it was right before the Shield came up.
So like I'm thinking of like fifth or sixth grade. I'm thinking like what 2012, 20.
So that's around the same time. That's around the same time. Me and you both stopped watching at the same time, yeah.
But it made a comeback, bro. I feel like what do you feel like in your opinion started like WWE to like make its comeback and now it's like big again? What do you think started it?
A whole lot of credit is definitely to Roman Reigns and that bloodline. They definitely upped the ante with storytelling and cinema in itself, especially during COVID times. Keep in mind, I didn't watch. I just did some revisionist history, did a little research. And I watched back all the years I essentially missed. But the bloodline through 2021 to now has been essentially running the WWE. And then Cody also coming back in 2022, just changing the dynamic of a baby face. They haven't had a baby face like that since Cena. You know what I'm saying? The guy who could carry the company on his back. You know what I'm saying? So, him and just better stories, better writing, better booking. That works too. And then women's wrestling is up there now. It's not just they go out there, we admire their looks and everything. No. They can wrestle. They're talented. Bianca's Yeah, Bianca's one of them ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out Montez Ford. But Soldier. I'm pushing for a Montez Ford singles run, man. He needs a singles run, get him out of that tag team division.
Facts,
But
facts.
yeah, man, I think that's gonna be it from me and my boy Caleb, man. That's episode
Man,
33.
that was a good one, bro.
It's a little calm thing,
Yeah.
But we're gonna come at y'all next week. Y'all follow the socials down below up there, everywhere. Unless an emergency podcast y'all quicker, we gonna see y'all next week, man. It's been me and your boy Caleb, man. We love y'all. We out of here. Peace.